Hello, all my dear friends. On this recording, we're going to be talking about God knowing you only now, without any reference to your past at all. In other words, God knows you as He has created you, and nothing but that. So let's take a look at this verse out of A Course in Miracles. God knows you only now. He remembers nothing, having always known you exactly as He knows you now. The holy instant of now reflects His knowing by bringing all perception out of the past, thus removing the frame of reference you have built by which you judge other people. All your relationships are blessed in the holy instant of now, where there are no past thoughts upon which you can base any judgment. In truth, you know nothing about anyone, including yourself, except what is known in the holy instant of now. Without past thoughts, you will have only love in you, and your only need is to extend it. Its own radiance will shine all around it and extend into the darkness of other minds, transforming them into majesty. What this is telling us is the way you live moment by moment by moment in the world from the lower egoic self is an existence where you're judging everyone and everything. But you're not recognizing this thing called now. And there's a reason why we don't see that. Now is actually the only time that exists. Everything else is memories of the past and projections of dreams into the future. Now is the only aspect of time that ever can exist. And yet, the ego doesn't understand that. Here's more out of the Course. The only aspect of time that is eternal is now. Now has no meaning to the ego. The present merely reminds it of past hurts, and it reacts to the present as if it were the past. The ego cannot tolerate release from the past. And although the past is over, the ego tries to preserve its image by responding as if it were present. It dictates your reactions to those you meet in the present from a past reference point, obscuring their present reality. So when you see somebody, whether it's a family member, somebody you're working with, a neighbor, a friend, you're thinking about them based on something from the past. If you had an argument with them yesterday and you see them again today, you're thinking again about that argument you had. And you either want to continue that discussion with them or you want to apologize to correct it, but you're referencing the past. The Course makes a really big thing about this idea that now is the only time that exists. And we give all the meaning to now. Whatever now means to us, we drag something from the past into this present, untouched, clean, clear thing referred to as now. And we ruin this moment, the precious moment, or we miss an opportunity to use it in the highest way by remembering something from the past and dragging it along into this present untouched moment where we think about it again and again and again. And there is that saying, time heals all wounds. So if you had a big fight with somebody yesterday, today may be a little bit too recent, too new for you to just totally forget about it. Maybe you need a week or two before you start to think nicely about that friend again. All of that's based on you dragging the past into this precious, untouched moment when you could use this moment for creating something amazing. We are created by Prime Creator to create. We create 24 hours a day. Even when the body is sleeping, the mind never stops. It creates non-stop. Do you want it to keep thinking about the past and rethinking something that's happened over and over and over again? What for? The idea is not to do that, but to make use of this precious, holy instant for creating the new, the exciting, the adventurous. The Course goes on to say this: when you do not think like God, you're not really thinking at all. Delusional ideas are not real thoughts, although you can believe in them, but you are wrong. The function of thought comes from God and is in God. As part of His thinking, God's thinking, you cannot really think apart from Him. In other words, you're using the mind of God to think with. God's mind is the only mind anywhere or ever. There only is the one mind. However, we have free will. You can think whatever you wish to think. You're using the mind of God to think with, but you can think anything you want to think, you see. If you want to dwell in the past, you can do that. But remember, thoughts create. Therefore, we should be careful about what thoughts we choose to embrace and to hold to. And we close off with this idea: God never leaves now. He never looks back. He never judges you. Why is that? Because God sees you as having this dream world. The Course puts it this way: you are at home in God right now, dreaming. You are here in a physical body, in a physical world, going through all of the things you go through. God doesn't know you as that. He sees you in a dream. The Course likens it to you having a child, and maybe that child is asleep but having a nightmare. You can look in on the child and see that he or she is tossing and turning and they're having a nightmare of some sort. But you as the parent, you don't know what they're dreaming. You just know that they're dreaming something, and it's not very good, and so they're in the middle of a nightmare of some sort, but you don't know what it is that they're actually dreaming. The same with the infinite creator God. He can tell that we're dreaming, but he doesn't know what we're dreaming. So even when you wake up in the daytime, first thing in the morning you get up, you've left your dream state at night and entered into another dream that we call daytime, but it's still yet another dream. Again, Prime Creator doesn't know what we're dreaming. However, to help us through that, Prime Creator has given us what's referred to as the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is an intermediary between God, Prime Creator, and our ego. The job of the Holy Spirit is to help us correct illusions we're creating in the dream, to help us see the world from a much higher perspective, to help us see our dream as being just a dream, and that we can change it quickly simply by changing our mind. Change your thinking, change your dream. Change your dream, change your life. So, again, we close with this idea that God is love, therefore, so are you. That is always the case, unless you choose to be in a dream, playing the games that we play in these dreams we call life in a physical body. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.